Hello, you crazy people. I'm Kai, or some of you may probably know me as Ave, and I took this opportunity to say, well, I've seen the first episode of the Internet Explorerz today from Kind of Funny, and I was thinking, hey, it's a very great, awesome show, but there were some things that was ticking me off a little bit, and I was thinking of maybe putting some of those things a little bit right. Because I used to be working as a PhD student several years ago, and some of those things, well, I didn't finish actually, but that's another story. But some of those topics were actually within those things that I was developing and trying to so to say, science to shit out during those years, and most of those things have to do with the human visual system. So I'm trying to do this short little video just to explain like 2 or 3 of those optical illusions, in order to give you a little bit of deeper understanding for the topic, what is actually happening in the human eye. So let us jump to the first optical illusion, which is actually a 3D rendering of a dice. We can see that from this dice we can only see 2 sides. The upper one is supposed to have a dark background, while the other side has a white background. The dark side is being illuminated by some light source outside the image, while the white side is only illuminated around the edges. So what happens if we put a gray bar in between? Voila! Both sides have the same color. Now let us go back to the OG optical illusion that this thing was based on. This is a publication by Edward H. Adelson, who published this optical illusion in 1995. This is similar to what we have seen before. This time, however, it's a checkerboard pattern with some green bars standing on top of it while casting a big shadow over the entire board. Now, similar to before, we have 2 segments A and B, and we get the question if both segments have the same color. You'd probably say no, because A is a black segment, while B is a white segment on the checkerboard. Well, if we combine both segments again, they both have really the same color. What's happening is this: the human brain processes a checkerboard due to the high contrast between black and white. By contrast, we mean the ratio between brightest areas and darkest areas in the image. If you just consider the edges between 2 segments, this contrast is very high. However, if this shadow occurs in umbra, which is the scientific term for the core shadow, and a penumbra, the transition area from shadow to illumination. This is a small gradient that encompasses a larger area than just a sharp edge, so it adds a small contrast to the already high contrast of the board. The shadow and illumination has been chosen such that A and B are of the same colors, but due to the knowledge of a checkerboard and how it looks like, and due to the local additional contrast, the human brain can be fooled such that it sees different colors here. This effect is also known in literature as color constancy or retinex. Now the second illusion is a little bit more difficult, but it's mainly because BuzzFeed fucked up this image here with the compression. BuzzFeed is saying here, have a look at the green and blue spirals, both are the same color, which is super bad as an explanation. Let me go back to the original image. This is a small little GIF that is a little bit more better to see. Those are obviously green and blue spirals, but if we zoom in a little bit more, we can see more and more clearer that the image consists actually of 3 colors: cyan, pink and orange, or what we'll later see, cyan, magenta and yellow. If we zoom in directly, the red spirals are a combination of pink and orange, the blue spiral is a combination of pink and cyan, while the green spiral is a combination of cyan and orange. But due to the fact that those colors are interchanging and only pixel-wide used, the illusion becomes only visible if you zoom out of the image. The smaller the image gets, then the lines are becoming so small that the eye cannot distinguish the single pixels anymore. After that, these colors are merging together, resulting in red, green or blue. But on a pixel level, those colors are actually cyan, orange and pink. This is actually the basis of how printers are operating. Printers are mostly known to use cartridges with colors like cyan, yellow, magenta and key, which is actually black. This is the basis for the subtractive CMYK model, in contrast to the additive RGB model, which is based on red, green and blue. Now when I'm sending an image to the printer fires ink or lasers in such small sizes that the human eye cannot distinguish the small prints anymore. But the combination of those base colors in such a size result in a colored image that is recognized as a continuous color. But instead, it's actually small little dots that are intricately placed such that the illusion appears that the printer could mix all colors together, but it's actually exploiting the fact that the human eye does not have the resolution to see those small prints. I hope I could explain those things a little bit better than this shitty clickbait page that has basically been done in 5 minutes.